Holmon Wiggins with us as Texas A&M continues prep for Utah State on Saturday. And let's go back to the opener. We're asking a lot of guys this week about film sessions that you get after that first game. Well, I think to a lot of us, the receivers looked quite good in the game. Did film show you that when you got the group together?
You know what? It showed us exactly what it was. There was some good, there was some bad. A bunch of things that we got to clean up, but I thought from a strain standpoint and those guys getting after it from an effort standpoint, the standard and what we tried to sit out there and go execute and set out to do, they did a good job of that, but there's some plays that we left out there on the field.
I think of a few guys, just the debut of KC Concepcion, the explosiveness. Is that something you guys saw ever since you got him here and loved the fact that it came to fruition on game day?
Definitely. You know, you got a chance to see a guy that is a jitterbug with the ball in his hand, super explosive, is a big play kind of waiting to happen, right? And you saw it on the punt return. You saw it on the big touchdown, the run after catch. He actually came up big on a third and extra long for us as well, man. But that was one of the things that we needed. We wanted to get faster at the receiver position, and we also wanted to get more explosive, and he definitely brings a lot of that to the table.
And Mario Craver does too. And I just thought it was so impressive, his touchdown. And I don't know how many people noticed it. If you went back to the beginning of the play, it was a low throw.
Yes.
He goes down and gets it. Now he's got to stay on his feet with a tackler out there. He did it all in the snap of a finger. I just thought it was so athletic.
You talk about a guy that's super athletic, unbelievable change of direction, and great balance and body control, right? So there was a few plays before where he ended up catching a bubble, guy right in his face, ended up making a miss, you know, just at the drop of a hat, but also the eye coordination to be able to get underneath the ball, make the catch, stay on his feet, and guys were straining. Actually, we had a couple guys get a knockdown on that same play. Bussy had a guy in the back of the end zone, so it was great to see him stay on his feet and actually get into the end zone with it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people noticed KC and Mario, but like you mentioned, a couple of those guys, Terry Bussey, Ashton Bethel-Roman seems like he's coming on. I mean, there's a lot of guys to get involved in this receiving core, isn't there?
Yes, and that's what we need. We need all of those guys to get involved because we don't have a ton of experience. Pretty much when you sit there and think about it, KC was the only guy that came in pretty much in year 3. The rest of those guys, they're in year 2. Right, but you talk about these new additions, but also, right, the guys that we've had here, Terry Bussey, who's done an unbelievable job of learning how to play the receiver position, Ashton Bethel-Roman, who has a year of growth after a redshirt year, who's done a phenomenal job of making himself a key part of kind of what we're doing in this offense. So I'm excited about all of those guys this season.
And you take it into Utah State. They were a winner in their first game. What does film kind of show you on those Aggies defensively? What are the musts for your receiving core as you jump into game 2 now?
You know, the must is continuing to build off of some of the things that we do, right? We got to be assignment correct. We definitely have to be fundamentally sound. You know, we want to continue to kind of create those explosive because they continue to help the offense. But when you talk about, you know, a defense like Utah State that gives you a bunch of, you know, multiples, whether it's, you know, those guys being in the 3-3-5 or the 3-2-6 or 4-2-5, getting an idea kind of what they're going to come out and give us, right? And also not getting frustrated because they do a great job of kind of keeping things in front of them, just taking kind of what they give and continuing to build off of that.
And finally this, last Saturday, and we know it'll be this way next Saturday, Kyle Field was electric, and we had 107,000 here to open the season. But I wanted to ask you from a different perspective. There was a time you came here as an opponent into some electric atmospheres when you were at Alabama. Those games, those days, did you ever walk away from it saying, man, that's a place, that's a real home field advantage that they've got going on at A&M? And as we know, now you come down here to join us and enjoy that home field advantage.
I will tell you, every time that I've been to Kyle Field, right, they never cease to amaze me. So when I was at Alabama, getting a chance to just see the pageantry, they had the horses coming through, the cadets, all of those things, and you see that 12th man rocking, I was just, you know, in awe about kind of this stadium. And I felt like it was one of the better, if not the best, environment in the SEC, right? When you talk about LSU at night, when you talk about Alabama, when you talk about the Swamp, right, Kyle Field gets rocking, and I don't think there's another place that can compare to it. So I'm grateful to be on the other side of this now, to get a chance to kind of be a part of the 12-man and get a chance to saw those horns off.
We appreciate you. Good luck on Saturday, as we say, against that different set of Aggies.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that.